Our next speaker is Micaela Agoncillo, who is an operations consultant of Generation Hope. She's going to talk about education and bottled water. Let's welcome her on stage, please.
Okay. Hello. Just to clarify, I'm from the marketing team, but I was a consultant back then. Okay. So is everyone here familiar with Hope? We're the business behind Hope in a Bottle. Yes? Okay. So for those who said no, that must mean I'm not doing my job because I'm in marketing. Don't tell my boss. Okay. So for those of you who aren't so familiar, I'll explain in a little while. First, since the previous speakers have asked for favors, I want to ask for a favor as well. I want to conduct a little experiment. It's not my own. I credit it to a psychologist named Slavic. So it's super simple. I want you all to picture an amount of money equivalent to 100 pesos, okay? So that could be one 100 peso bill. That can be two 50 peso bills, 5 20 peso bills. Is my math right? And so on, okay? So can we get a show of hands? Don't think about it too hard. I just need honest answers. Who here visualized one 100 peso bill? Okay, so overwhelmingly, a number of you chose one 100 peso bill, right? And hang on. And why is that? That's because a single object is so much easier to visualize and to connect to. Similarly, a single person is easier to connect to, right? So this might help explain why we see a decrease in empathy when we go from one fellow human being in need to two, right? It's simply harder to attend to 2 people or to 3 people, much less to 1,000 people or 1,000,000 people. So when we are faced with a seemingly insurmountable problem involving hundreds of thousands in need, we are likely to do nothing because we feel like anything that we attempt to do will amount to nothing. So what happens is nothing. So at Hope, we have found a way to innovate with purpose so that nobody gets left behind, so that the millions of students still without classrooms don't get left behind. So for those who don't know, Hope is a local social enterprise, and what we do is we invest 100% of our profits in building public school classrooms around the Philippines. Nationwide, there's still a deficit of 67,000 classrooms in the Philippines. And to date, since we were founded in 2012, we have built 37 classrooms, and we're completing 20 more this year. So if you consider those numbers, it's not hard to see why at Hope, I ask myself every day, am I really doing anything that's making a real difference? I mean, 67,000 classrooms, and we've only built 37. And the answer is yes. Because imagine, we've engaged 10 million nameless, faceless individuals who at one point in their lives chose to buy Hope in a Bottle. And it's because they voted with their peso about what matters to them most that we were even able to build classrooms for the students. So the next time you think your small actions don't count for much, think again. Change is what happens when 1 million people rally behind the same cause. And as Filipinos, we should know that all too well. It's people power, right? So just to give a background about Hope today, we are in the midst of transforming our brand into just a bottled water brand, into a movement that, fueled by the power of co-branding and collaboration, makes it easier for Filipinos to give back. So we want to leverage on the creative forces on compassionate and conscientious individuals like you, as well as companies both big and small, so that we can contribute more profits from Hope-branded products, or even from your businesses, to building many more classrooms in the Philippines. And that's what we like to call business for good. On that note, I'd like to end my message with a video that launches our newest partnership with Vita Coco. Are you also familiar with them? Vita Coco. They're our first major co-brand. And this partnership is a special one to us because it's the marriage of our classroom building advocacy to their mission to build, to their mission to lift 1 million farmers out of poverty. So we're excited about the huge impact we can make in empowering the futures of generations to come. So really quickly, I'll show you this minute-long video. Thank you. Okay, so remember, the next time a problem seems too big to overcome or numbers too huge to even address, fight against the false feeling of helplessness and instead turn to people power, because that's what we're all about, right? There is hope. Thank you.